Is it videoing now?
Yeah.
Okay, wait, let's have a look. So, okay, go for it.
Hi everyone, Rowan from Arkenstone Wealth. If you haven't watched my intro video, I'm making videos on various financial planning topics. We've split financial planning up into 5 categories, today specifically focusing on buying a home. So what are the 2 things that you need in order to buy a home? You need a deposit and you need a mortgage. So how much of a deposit do you actually need? Well, let's take James Haskell. Let's say he wants to buy a £400,000 property. Most banks will accept a minimum of a 10% deposit. So this would be £40,000 of a £400,000 home. But you got to remember that's not the only cost that will be involved. There will be legal fees, moving costs, furnishing costs, valuation fees, and not to mention stamp duty. So with stamp duty, if the property is under £500,000, the first £300,000 will not have any stamp duty, and thereafter, from £300,000 to £500,000, there will be a 5% stamp duty. So that's for James Haskell's place of £400,000. That's a £5,000 stamp duty. Next question is, how do you save for your deposit? And this depends on your timeline. So if you're looking between 2 and 5 years to buy your property, you're probably going to want to keep your deposit in a more sort of cash-based account, like a cash ISA or a standard savings account. The government has introduced something called a lifetime ISA. There's a couple of rules around it, like you need to be under the age of 40, and the money needs to be put towards buying your first home. With a lifetime ISA, there's an annual limit of £4,000 a year that you can put into it, but the government will match this by putting in 25% of whatever you have put in. So if you put in 4,000, the government will put in 1,000. There's a catch though, that if you don't use this towards buying your first home, you can only access that money after the age of 60. Looking at a timeline of more than 5 years, then you could look to use a more investment risk-based approach. Why would you do this? Obviously because if you invest your money, there's potential that it would work for you and grow as opposed to sitting in cash. But obviously with this, there is risks involved with any sort of investment. Okay, so that's a little bit on deposits, how to save for one, and how much you need to save. And the next video will be looking a little bit closer at mortgages. If you got any questions, please get in touch.